What's going on? We're back at it with the two-door. If you're new here, check it out, subscribe, look at some of the stuff that I went through to rebuild and kind of bring this thing back to life. It was sitting in the back of some dude's yard and wasn't really doing anything. This car, actually, what I intended this thing to be was to get one of these to flip it because of the value that's in it. But now that I'm looking at it and working on it a little bit, it's definitely worth keeping, especially since I'm going to be doing my own, business gig with it. This is a good starting point for me. So if you haven't checked it out, look at some of the other stuff on my channel that I have where I go over, I reseal everything on this thing, and nothing is going to leak again, ever. Eventually. So, on the last video, I talked about the Monster transmission that I put in here. The Monster transmission is fine. It's their 4060E quick ship one, and I don't have any issues with it. It drives fine. It doesn't hiccup. It doesn't do anything. My only issue with it is that the housing has a hairline crack in the rear, which sucks. Freaking sucks. And I go and I talk about it a lot in my last video. You can see I put pictures and everything of it, but I took it upon myself to go to a few welding shops and a few transmission shops to get their opinion on it, on what my potential options may be, because I was waiting to hear back from Monster at the time, and they all said the guts of the trans has to come out and the case has to be welded. You're never going to be able to seal that thing back up, and even if you do, that crack is going to continue to grow because you're never going to put a clean weld on it. I was like, fuck. So, good news. I actually got the call, or I called Monster to get an update on it, and they said, we're sending you a new unit. Today is Tuesday. The unit, the new trans is already on its way. So it's going to be they dyno test all their stuff. And I assume this one got cracked in like the shipping method or whatever, what have you. But they all get dyno tested. So mine is actually getting tested right now again, or another one. And it's going to be shipped over here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it back together at no cost to me, other than my own labor, which that can get all figured out later. But that's the update on it. Monster they were super cool. I mean, as soon as I talked to the dude, and I talked to Jess, and as soon as I got off the phone with him, sent him the email, he called me 2 seconds later. He's like, dude, we're sending you a new one. It's already on the way, and then we'll pick up this one, the one that's in it right now, once you have it pulled out and everything else. I was like, sweet. So that's where we're at with that. So for right now, the thing that sucks, the weather is actually pretty nice right now. It's workable. The only thing that sucks is I was working on this thing non-stop all the time. Headlights, tail lights, wiring harness issues, brake lights, blower motor, front main, timing chain, gear set, rear main, transfer case seals, rear drive shaft, whole bunch of stuff. I need a window regulator, so I need to do that. But that's what I was working on all the time. I was working on it under that tent right there. Some straight Mexico type stuff. And I'm not really bent on, having to do the work again. The only thing is, it's gonna get cold, and I don't want that. That's why I had everything done. I was out here working on it, and it was like mid 60s. Sometimes it was 70. Sometimes it did get cold outside, and when it got too cold, I just went back inside. But now I gotta do it in the cold. So I wish I knew someone locally around here that would, let me, because this thing is drivable. So as soon as I get the trans, I could put it in the back of it and I could drive it to someone's shop if I knew someone like that. But unfortunately, I don't really have that kind of amount of friends out here in Temple, Texas. I don't really got friends like that out here. And yeah. I'll be doing it on the ground again, which is, super simple. Well, it's not gonna take long. The reason why it kind of took me a little bit longer last time was I pulled the trans out. I was waiting on parts. Okay, so now I'm waiting on parts. I might as well do this and do that. Now that I'm waiting on parts, I can go back together with this. Now that everything's back together, I'm waiting on my drive shaft, which is almost impossible to find a rear drive shaft for a 4x4 two-door Tahoe. Almost non-existent. You got a special order everywhere. They're like $500, but I actually found one on Amazon from this company in New York that sells it on Amazon. I forget what brand it is, but it's in the link in my description. So if you like some of the stuff, or you look at some of the stuff that I got for it, like the headlights, the side markers, I need to get new mirror caps. I got these brand new tail lights that are on here, super spiffy. They look really good. You can check out the link that I have because I did get all of them from Rock Auto, and since I can't really like put links for Rock Auto for, well, I can, but I put in the same parts that I got from Rock Auto I put on Amazon. And if you have Amazon Prime, you're not gonna pay shipping, so essentially you get it from the same price as Rock Auto has it. Just saying, click my links. For real, click my links. And you can see all that stuff. So that's where we're at. Waiting on a new one to come by. It should warm up because I think December 21st and 22nd is gonna be like 62-ish, 64-ish. So I could really buckle down and bust this thing out in like a day, not even, and get that all taken care of. I do have to call Monster back to get me some fluid because I'm gonna lose some fluid when I'm doing everything. Other than that, that's really it. So that's a quick update for Monster. They took care of it. They took care of me really in the situation, and you know, kind of a good thing that I did it myself. And if you did it on your own and you had a shop do it, they will go ahead and take care of you for a labor reimbursement because you have to go in there again. So as far as right now, as far as I'm concerned, I know there's a whole bunch of bad reviews on Monster themselves, but that also goes, and any transmission shop in general, but that's because in this case, it is an actual defect with the physical product. It is not a defect in how it drives and any installation errors or anything like that, because this thing literally went from a crate on the ground back of the motor. There's a Honda out there getting it. You know, that was that. And when it comes down to like installing trans, most people don't even know what they're doing. You get people that mix and match flywheels. You get people that put the torque converter in dry. You get people that'll just straight up put it in, drive it around the block, then check fluid when they didn't even top it off. Then it's like super freaking dry. Everything's burnt up. Everything is like half twisty tied together underneath. So they fried the trans and like, oh, this company, this and that, is trash and this and this. They don't know what they're doing. Not really, because all you see behind closed doors is a weird review of someone that says like, oh, you know, they're a bunch of crap. And, you know, they get someone like me, I get taken care of. It's up and driving. I put almost 80 miles on it. I can show you again. Show you again. Right there. 80 miles and some change on the odometer. Whew, look at the... I mean, this video is actually coming out like super clear. Look at that. We got 1080p, 60 frames a second. We got the freaking S20 Ultra. There's actually 4x10s. I thought there were 6x9s, but they're 4x10s. And, you know, I got to redo the headliner. But overall, you know, not too bad. This is my biggest thing I got to do. I got to do the window regulator and the lock actuators because they short out every now and then. And I got to do that guy. But, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'll wait. I got to do the door hinge thing, too. I'm going to go ahead and wait for the trans to come by, put it in, and continue the resurrection of the two-door. And I'll be honest, I'll be straight up, I kind of like how faded the paint is. I'll tell you why. Because the Mustang, right? Looks all nice and clear. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I can't really get it to focus. And that's fine. I don't want to damage it. You want to take it somewhere and look nice. It's cool. But the inner part of me, the inner hood rat part of me, just wants a dirty, not rusty, but just a dirty, grimy shit box that you just don't care about. But you do care about. But you don't care about. Like this. I care about it a lot. But I come over here, I can sit, laying on the hood, eat some burgers and fries right here, just, you know, wipe it off and be done. That's the cool part about it, because it's mine. I don't care. I'll be straight up. Technically, the Mustang isn't mine. Most Mustangs aren't theirs. They're the bank's. Which is, you know, part of the reason why if it went bye-bye, I don't want it to go bye-bye, because I would like to race car with it. You know, that's why I want to take care of it. But this, 100% mine. I treat it how I want it. If I want to come over here and do a video on the hood, I can do it. You got a little rust up there, or not rust, but paint fade, but adds a little bit of character, you know. I like it. You know, the paint is somewhat okay, somewhat little. I don't know if you really call this patina. You could just call this some faded ass Texas paint, but I dig it. I freaking dig it. And then when I get out of the, it's funny because I can see this thing. I can see this thing from my room, and I don't know why. I just get like I just get like a 90s Jurassic Park theme kind of vibe from it. And again, I don't know why, but something's telling me to keep working on this thing and wrenching in and push through it and don't sell it. So I will not sell it. It'll be mine, and I'll be able to use it for many, many future adventures. So there's the update for Monster Transmission. Check out their stuff. They'll take care of you. They took care of me. And when I do get it on the way, or the new one on the way, you guys will see, and we'll continue going down the road. See you guys later.